premium players were simply pre-banning Oliver all the time.
Let's find out. Good job that we don't have a keyboard on that stage, though. We don't want any smashing here, please and thank you. Let's get into it. Malignant versus ELDEAU. Pre-bans coming out. 2 wind speed leads.
Yep, that is definitely going back to that 2022 SWC where pretty much it was said, if I don't have first pick, Oliver is removed from my side, so you cannot pick that either. Wind Twin or the Water Twin Angels definitely nerfed a bit, but still strong units on the field. Also, very fast lock-in from ELDEAU on that Gianna. You have to keep in mind, Malignant does have a Zinezek, and Zinezek is arguably the strongest counter on the Gianna on the field. So that is probably something that comes in the slot 4, slot 5. ELDEAU has to keep that in mind.
Yeah, you can see how quickly they're actually choosing those units. Very confident players. Very good ratings from the leaderboard in terms of the top. But interestingly enough, say, both G2 last season.
Yeah, last season was definitely a little bit of an off season for both of them. Maybe not played enough, maybe not try-harded enough. Let's see. We also have a Dark Monkey being picked up by ELDEAU, which is also a recently buffed unit. Very strong, good for the stunts, but then we have exactly that Zinezek. But is he going to be fighting a second unit that does something similar? Maybe a Josephine, maybe a Juno?
Yeah, going for that Josephine right there. We saw how much the Sunshine Lao actually did in that APAC region as well. Anti-cleanse, huge during this match.
Absolutely. So the ban from the ELDEAU side towards Malignant should be probably on that Zinezek. Keeping that in mind, what is a good fifth that you could make that makes the draft for Malignant also hard enough where it's not just the insta ban as well? So let's see what he goes for. Goes for a Shizuka, a unit we haven't seen all too much, but still can be very strong.
Yeah, we haven't seen her for a couple of SWCs realistically going into this right now. Do you have to respect one of these monkey business?
I would say that you could even go for the Vanessa ban and then you are guaranteed to take that first turn no matter what. But is that going to be the right play? I'm not sure.
Oh, respecting there on that Shizuka. Zinezek also going out, so we're getting both of them with the speed leads. This is our SWC 2025 Open Qualifier France. Match 2, set 1 between ELDEAU and Malignant. Who's going to take that first point?
We actually have a Yeonhong on a 24 lead being faster than a Shiho on a 33 lead. That is definitely some rune quality right there. Going in with the charge fatality, we can be looking at resets, but where do we want to place?
Gets it on that Shihu right now. Can follow up with a little bit of damage. Remember, the revive is still there from a Vanessa, though.
Absolutely, revive is there. Are we going to try to get stunts in those 2 units? That's definitely an option right there. Actually does not connect any of the 2 stunts. Low activation rate with 60%, not connecting on either of them.
Skill 1 coming in, not getting a stun either. You're going to get that provoke. Huge right there.
Does get a provoke, does get the additional turn, but that's an additional turn that you did not need as much because the passive has not been activated just yet. Monkey going in with that skill 3. Let's look at this interaction right now with the anti-cleanse.
Oh, defense breaks coming out across the board as well right there.
Yep, so much damage coming in, and the Monkey's doing a lot of work, also giving the chance for Gianna to get her bomb off right now. Bomb is connecting on that Okeanos. If you use the skill 3 right now, are we looking at stuns? We're looking at full range of stunts, and where Malignant was probably the favorite to go into this whole tournament, he's definitely sitting on the back foot right now.
Definitely is, with the skill 2 coming in. Going to do some damage into that Okeanos. The additional turn feels a bit too late.
Yeah, it feels a little bit late. We still have 2 turn on the cooldowns on that passive, but still, if you can get some stunts off, it will help a tremendous amount. Also, with the next rotation, Okeanos' bomb will actually trigger the Josephine if it's still alive. We're trying to do some damage. It's not enough. Are we trying to just wrong element, armor break right now and take it out with the Monkey? We're trying to do that. Takes the additional turn as well. Is this going to be enough for a Monkey to take it out? Skill 1 is not enough damage. It is an HP type unit scaling off a skill 1 attack, which is not enough damage in this case.
Exactly. 2 units taken out in quick succession from the bomb and that Monkey right there. I mean, Yeonhong and those Twin Angels with the recent nerfs going to be tough.
Yeah, definitely going to be tough, especially if you're sitting on the Gianna bomb right now. Not even just for the damage, it's denying the turns. Also, good additional damage artifacts once again. 2.2Ks on the Gianna is really nice damage.
Yeah, you love your skill 1 damage coming out from the Oracles. But I think it's going to be all she wrote. Shihu on a defense break. Maybe going to be able to take out...
Ooh, that's so much damage coming in there. Once again, one more bomb, and it's just looking very nice for ELDEAU right now. Where I think if we're looking at the statistics, how many people voted on Malignant, and how good of a draft ELDEAU actually provided with the Gianna, but also with the Dark Monkey. I'm really liking his style right here.
Yeah, he looks composed as well. He's figured out what he wants to do, but realistically now, in this situation, with obviously those pre-bans, you're probably not going to be able to have it next unless actually Malignant has one, no?
I think that I'm not sure if he has a Dark Monkey. He definitely does have Gianna. So the thing that I'm mostly curious about for the next draft is if we're going to be targeting the Oliver once again. So Malignant has the second pick right now. ELDEAU has the first pick. Is Malignant going to be pre-banning that Oliver? And is this going to be the game of like neither of us are going to play Oliver? No, actually he gives the ELDEAU, he gives the potential for having that Oliver. And we're actually taking out the Shiho that did so much work.
Yeah, it did a lot of work in that last one. ELDEAU with that first pick. Is he going to look in to steal that Oliver? Or is he going to go back to the Vanessa?
We're going for that Oliver. That does also enable the Sierra and the Gianna on the side of Malignant. So he definitely has to be playing against those two right now. He cannot be playing with the Shiho at this moment. Okeanos is available. But what kind of style do you like to add up with that? We're actually going for different Twin Angels as in the form of the Light Twin Angels.
Light Twin Angels coming out right now. Malignant's draft looking like a draft from old time of you, say, right now. Maybe not now, though.
Yeah, I don't have those units in the 3 and 4. I would absolutely love those, but that is also pretty much the Malignant special kind of style that he likes to go for. Super fast Yeon Hong. We've seen that before. It is not on Will. That's something you can keep in mind if you want to go for a Leo kind of style, but then Leo has to be countering 2 or 3 more units to actually be picked up right here. So I don't really think ELDEAU would go for that. But the big question is, what are we going to go for? We're going to go for a Heigang plus, once again, that Zhongsheng Lao, the Dark Monkey.
Yeah, coming in hot with those picks right now. Obviously, a counter going into the Gianna. There's a 5th pick still on the table right now for Malignant. What are you thinking?
Well, you could go something along the lines of going against stunts. Fire Monkey would be an option. Actually going for another speedy unit, I'm not sure if that's really the right play, because in the end, what happens if you ban out the speed lead, but the enemy doesn't ban out the speed lead? So therefore, taking a speed lead, more comfortable. Also, it gives you more of an option to simply ban out that Heigang.
Yeah, need to get rid of it. Otherwise, it's obviously going to be cutting in and taking some turns through there right now. ELDEAU and Malignant. ELDEAU 1 up at the moment, in a good position, taking his time on those bans.
Yeah, I would definitely say like Heigang and Yeon Hong look to me for the most dominant bans that if they are both out of the field, you don't give your enemy a straight up upper hand. But let's see if that actually does happen. We actually go for the Gianna and the Heigang.
There we go then, speed leads for both ELDEAU and Malignant as we're going into our SWC 2025 match 2, set 2 between ELDEAU and Malignant. Can he reclaim a point, Malignant, here?
Big question is, does he go right away for the S2 and does he actually connect? The S2 activation rate on the Yeon Hong is not the strongest out there. Blade Fang, how much do we? We do actually connect and therefore we do get the strip in.
We do. Can he look to land the bomb? Resisted huge.
That is a double resist. Definitely something you do not like to see, but you still have a follow-up from a Sierra. You can land your stun somewhere else. Does go for the Oliver, does connect the stun. Do you also connect the bomb right now? You do connect the bomb right now, and that will probably take out this monkey.
Not quite.
That is so little HP, it's not even visible of how small that bar is. I think he's literally on 1% HP. But then we have some damage coming in from the units on the side of ELDEAU. But the big issue right now is the Zinasek will actually take those off.
Oh, but now Oliver can get online and start to do some controlling right now. Can Fire Megumi get cutting in time?
Ooh, we're all eyes on that Fire Megumi, but also the Sierra, if there's some additional turns over there. Ooh, we actually have more additional turns on the side of ELDEAU, and he's actually looking in the driver's seat once again.
Definitely is, but we've seen things from that Zenisek before, healing on that skill 1, and if you can land some more bombs.
The bomb coming in over there. It's also not too much additional damage artifacts on that Sierra, so definitely high on the bomb damage. That Oliver will be saying goodbye in 2 turns. So all questions are, can we actually do enough damage with the Twin Angels and the Okeanos?
Yeah, Okeanos, and even right now with that bomb, Oliver probably going to die very soon.
Very soon. We're 1 turn away and did not get that extra turn over there. If he had the extra turn over there, it might have been game. But this is also something that we see the extra turn on the side of the Sierra, and that will be game for her instead.
Definitely will. You can look to land another bomb right now. Does get it as well. Sierra's coming soon.
Yep, Sierra's coming soon, and we have the skill 3 coming in. Promise time, taking out a 24.5k bomb on that Okeanos, and that is all she wrote for this match. Victory to Malignant.
Yeah, it looks like it might be the match of Gianna right now, say. That each contestant, when they've had Gianna in their draft, has been able to put a win through onto the other side. But I think it was just from the partnerships of the Sierra.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, in this case, also the Yeon Hong connecting that first skill. Then we had the Zinasek actually not connecting any of the 2 skills, which is interesting to see. But yeah, definitely one of those units that is very high contested between these 2 players is the Gianna. But it's something that you're mostly not first picking, so therefore we probably also won't see it in the pre-ban.
No, we've got a respect coming out from that Sun Zun Lao and the Oliver. So if he can't have it first pick, ELDEAU is not going to allow Malignant right now. Is he going to look to take a speed lead of his own, that Ciara?
He could go for Ciara this time around. Last time around, ELDEAU did respond with a Vanessa plus a Gianna. And Malignant does have that in mind. Actually, therefore, does steal the Gianna right away.
Yeah, taking it out of the hands of ELDEAU right now. Still would have an option of that Vanessa. Maybe even the Ciara so that he can't partner it up on Malignant side and he steals it.
Yeah, definitely a good steal because ELDEAU is a player of Ciara as well. If you're playing the light Twin Angels, definitely Ciara is one of those units you will have good ruined in your box because it's just simply so strong. Big question right now is for Malignant. What kind of speed lead are you aiming to go for? You could once again go for the Twin Angels, but they did not show that much dominance in the previous match.
Definitely didn't, but that Yeonhong did. She did her job in that last set right now. ELDEAU, are we going to be seeing any other monkey business? A Shihu maybe?
Xiao is available, so I could definitely be seeing something along the lines of Xiao. But you also still have to keep in mind, Gianna is something that you might want to post-ban, but you're not 100% sure yet on the slot 4 and the slot 5 of Malignant. So a Heigang might still be good.
We're going into it then with those light Twin Angels and the Shiho right there. Malignant, how are you going to be looking to follow up right now? Maybe you need another speed lead in case?
Yeah, I think he has to be looking at another speed lead and maybe another speed awakening unit. He was showcasing the segment for a second in the draft earlier. Now we're actually going to go back to that Zinnesec, but we do have that second speed lead with that Fire Megumi.
Megumi coming out right there, looking to interrupt ELDEAU with any of his kind of turn movements between the different units right now. Last pick.
Last pick, let's see what we have. Do we go for another speed lead to match out the speed leads? But in the end, we do know that Yeonhong is faster even on a 24 versus a 33 lead. So Yeonhong is going to take first turn regardless of what happens if you leave that on the field.
Exactly, and are you going to risk it? ELDEAU, wow, your favorite unit is on the field, sir.
I'm not too sure. I'm gonna be on the fence on this one once again. I am not too sure about this Chow. Sure, it might have some potential to perform somewhat of a solo, but I don't really see it because there's just simply too many turns on the other side, but it's actually respected, which I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Speed leads coming in then for both of them. It is going to be our set number 3. One apiece for ELDEAU and Malignant. Yeonhong, can you look to strip again?
Yeonhong definitely has to be looking at this strip on that Blade Fang's second skill. Do we connect it? We do actually connect it, and we do have the turns moving on the side of Malignant.
Yeah, he is going to be able to push up attack bar maybe to get a turn going off.
Let's see what we have. Do connect on the Monkey as well, so we can actually go for somewhat of a full control whether we place the stunts. We do get the stunts, we do get the additional turn, so therefore you could actually... Ooh, we're getting a armor break, we're getting the stunts, we're getting a lot of things right now. Would you go for an instant skill 2 right now? Because with the turn order, how it's looking at the moment, skill 2 is actually very interesting, mainly for the fact where the Zinnesec has to be moving before the other units, and in this case with the skill 2 rotation, none of these units would have actually moved in front.
No, you've got that skill 3 from Yeonhong. You can look to get a little bit more through their 23k heals into that Megumi. Okay, you're going to get stun.
Once again does connect that stun, but something that also still has stuns is this Twin Age. Do we connect it on the Okeanos? Actually not connecting any stuns once again.
Yeah, but it's not looking good though for ELDEAU right now. That Ciara has the bomb on top of it, likely to take her out. And I think Zennisec's coming back online.
Yep, Zennisec is definitely coming back online, and also on this side we do have some damage in the form of additional damage artifacts on the side of ELDEAU, but it's simply not enough against that shield at the moment to actually take anything else. Also additional turn, getting closer to the bomb rotation for that Zennisec.
Yeah, can you even get defense break? You do on those Twin Angels. Set up for that skill 2.
11k per hit. We're looking at a 44k damage from a Yeonhong skill 2 on the armor break. That is so much room quality for being that fast and still locking in that much damage.
Look at that, the cool time just coming in. Resisted on the stun. That Megumi is just going to keep taking turns.
And something that's taking also a lot of turns is that Zinnesec right there, getting once again the bomb not being landed, but still denying the turns with that stun and just simply doing so much work, but also denying the stuns on your own side.
Exactly, it looks so much attack bar manipulation coming out from the side of Malignant, even when he's not even taking turns.
Yeah, once again, we do actually see it. Whoever has Gianna on the field does seem to be in the winning position. Gianna doesn't actually make it into the field in the last 2, but still having that unit as a must-ban is a lot of favorable for both of those players right now.
Definitely is. Another skill 2 coming in right now, even 6k hits as Malignant takes that third set 2-1 against ELDEAU right there. We said it a little bit earlier there, say. Is it just the Battle of Gianna?
Yeah, it definitely does look the Battle of Gianna, and the fun fact is, whoever wins in this position goes against Guts, which also has a Gianna. So the whole topside bracket is just very Gianna stacked at the moment. So let's see what we have with Gianna on this side. First pick once again goes back to ELDEAU. Does he actually go for a Gianna first pick himself right now, or does he not feel that comfortable with it?
Exactly. It's all the mind games right now. ELDEAU needs to win the next 2 sets to go through into that next round against Guts the Berserk. Only one more victory stands between Malignant and Guts the Berserk in the next competition. We've got the Zenisec being pre-banned as well as those like Twin Angels.
I definitely do respect that Zenisec pre-ban, because a lot of the units ELDEAU has been using either have pushbacks or have stunts, and we do actually see that Gianna steal. So let's see if we can get a victory on the side of ELDEAU, and we're going to go all the way best of 5, or can Malignant take out this match right now, because he still has that Yeonhong coming in later.
He does. He's allowed ELDEAU to partner up that Gianna with the Ciara though, and the Shihu coming in. I think we're seeing a current SWC meta kind of taking place here.
Absolutely. Well, definitely a meta where we do see at least the Oliver, Okeanos, and the Shio that I mentioned earlier. But on the other side, we see a lot of Ciaras and Giannas for the Gianna plays. But what if a player doesn't have Gianna? We'll definitely have to find out what the draft would be on that side then. But first, we have Malignant once again going for the Yeonhong. Do we go back for another speed lead, or do we lock something in like a Laura?
Laura coming in super high base speed right there is going to be contesting. Does ELDEAU continue the fight in the speed, or is it not even worth it now?
It's definitely a difficult one at this moment. You could definitely do something that Guts likes to play, going for a Fire Monkey and a Misty, but I think you're just simply looking at too much damage on the side of Malignant to actually survive against those. So I'm not too sure if you can actually speed contest it, but I'm also not too sure what is the best contest for a turn 2 scenario.
Exactly. How are you going to be able to interrupt? I mean, it seems like he's gone for speed.
Definitely looks like the side of speed, but on the other side is a 33 lead. On the other side is a Yeonhong. On the other side is a Laura with a 120 base speed. Even if it is on Violent, there are a few units that it could potentially outspeed. Plus, you have to deal with that Hey Gang as well.
Hey Gang on the field. Are you going to just try and get out that speed lead and hope for the best?
Well, it's going to be a very difficult one with the Hey Gang on the field, especially if there's a Laura next to it, because Hey Gang is only strong in the first turn if you don't have any buffs after your first turn. But Laura provides more of those buffs later on, so very curious to see how this match will look.
Set 4, ELDEAU versus Malignant. Yeonhong is going to take that first turn. Strip on the Ciara again, or maybe the Monkey?
Also, I want to point out, this Yeonhong is taking a first turn without a speed lead. That is just the insane speed that is sitting on that Yeonhong. Simply just outspeeding it. And I think we're looking at a very quick match this time around, because we have speed buff on the Okeano, simply doing a lot of damage. Actually not connect too many of the stuns, but we do have that Hey Gang fixing that for him.
Yeah, he's got even a skill 3 available. Doesn't even need it, because this skill 2 could get some stuns.
Ooh, no stuns right there. Also, all skills are pretty much used, but we still have a skill 2 from that Okeanos, potentially resetting something. Do we go for the Monkey or do we go for the Gianna? We do reset that Gianna right there.
We do, and I think it's very soon going to be all she wrote for ELDEAU right now. I mean, Monkey skill 3 is going to have to be huge right now.
Has to be stunning everything, has to lock in everything, does actually do so, but Gianna's not looking at any skills at the moment. Additional turn will help out a lot. Also, a lot of damage coming in right there. I do actually see a potential where there still might be a comeback because of that stuns right here. That's actually a lot of stuns. Those were the stuns that Malignant were looking for on his Twin Angels earlier, but the activation rate is 60%. So it's either all or nothing, it seems like it.
Definitely. Oh, that's... If he can get some sleep cycles, it might be back on.
Oh, no sleep cycle for it just yet. We can also reduce cooldowns right now, plowing a little bit more damage with that focus shot. Focus shot does connect the armor break. Hey gang, no skills as of yet. Do you get a Despair Stun? Does not get a Despair Stun. We actually have full skills on this Gianna.
Wow, and now you can look to get those stuns out. There's bombs everywhere. I think ELDEAU has turned it around.
ELDEAU actually did turn it around, where I thought that Malignant was sitting in the driver's seat with just so much damage of the additional damage by speed buff. I expected that to do so much damage, but ELDEAU has shown great rune quality by actually surviving all of that, and he takes it all the way best of 5.
Wow, what a turnaround from ELDEAU right there. He is so calm and collected right now, the Iceman over in Paris.
But also, we can go 4 for 4. The owner of the Gianna in the draft is winning, so... In this case, we have a first pick on the side of Malignant. Should ELDEAU be pre-banning the Gianna?
I mean, Yes. Say, what do you want me to say? Yes.
Yeah, it seems to be that the Gianna is the winning factor between those two players over here, but it's also very curious to see. Guts does have a Gianna as well. Didn't place it any time in his previous matchup, but against these two players, Gianna's going to be so high of a contest rather than just, okay, I'm not picking it for myself, I'm also picking it so you don't pick it.
Yeah, I mean, but also that Dark Monkey is so scary now with that new buff, and I mean, that's probably the respect ban that's come out right there. It did turn the tables for ELDEAU in that last one. Malignant likely to choose a Gianna first pick?
I definitely do think we're going to see a Gianna first pick, so let's see if we can go 5 for 5 for Gianna winning every round, or do we see ELDEAU actually figuring out a way to counter it?
I mean, he's coming in, stealing a Ciara, getting an Okeanos. Is there going to be a Shihu out on the field as well?
Once again, going back to that Yan Hong, once again going to the Twin Angels. Did perform very well for ELDEAU, have so far not been performing that well for Malignant.
Not right now, but it's up to ELDEAU to decide how he's going to look to respond right now. He knows that Yan Hong is fast, and it's actually done a lot of work for Malignant in that first turn.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you go for Shiho right now, you still know you're going to get outsped. So maybe the Shiho is not the right play. And I do see him scrolling pretty far back to the right, which mostly means it's like, okay, I'm looking for some units that I'm normally not using. He scrolled very far to the right to actually lock in the units that he has been using all the time. So we have seen a very similar draft in match 3 before. So I think Malignant is in the upper hand if he runs back that similar style of draft.
It's taking a lot of time, though, to just decide exactly how he wants to focus this. He knows there's a pocket 5th pick coming out from ELDEAU to try and respond maybe in any form of counter. Is he going to go back to his Zenisec?
I would definitely say Zenisec plus something. Zenisec plus the Megami is what he locked in last time. There was a Chow pick on that 5th over here, and the Chow pick was banned. So if we're going for the same...
Do it again.
We actually go for a Varamos, but I think it's going to be the same thing. Varamos is banned, and I do see an upper hand on the side of the draft of Malignant.
Let's find out. Is he going to ban out the last pick like he did in that last draft with the same kind of units out on the field? How do you deal with it on ELDEAU's side?
I think you have to ban that Yeon Hong. Like, sure, the Gianna is super scary, but if you ban that Yeon Hong, at least you know you're going to take first turn. But the big issue right now is there's going to be a Yeon Hong, skill 3 into a Gianna, and from there you're just like trying to tank things without any sustain.
Yeah, let's see. You've got those skills available going in with that skill 2 instead.
Ooh, risky play, but did pay off in the end because the Shio was about to move next. If he did not connect that skill 2 over there, it might have been a very different match. So, bit of a risky play, but in the end, if it does work out, it is the right play.
Oh, and then pushing up that Gianna, you can look to land a bomb, gets it on the Ciara, stuns coming out.
Stuns coming out, actually not connecting on the Monkey, which is the hardest target for the Megami to actually stun himself. So, if he doesn't go for the Monkey right now, Okeanos takes an additional turn. I still could see... Ooh, resisted even. In this case, you definitely do want to go for skill 2 rather than the skill 3 because you want to be looking at stuns. Does go for it, does go all nothing, and it was absolutely nothing in this case.
Nothing going on right there, but this Megumi's got something to say. Can you get some more stuns? Yes. Skill 3 coming in, say.
Skill 3 coming in. We have the charge vitality once again going to the Megami, and we will be looking at more stuns anytime soon. And I think that this is going to be a very uphill and difficult battle for ELDEAU right now.
Definitely is, because even though that Monkey... Oh, big stuns as well from Malignant.
Yeah, big stuns. The stuns he was aiming for. Okeanos was maybe looking to get an additional turn. Did not get it in this case. Monkey has been showing that he's fairly tanky, but tankiness is not going to get you this far in this match.
Definitely isn't. I mean, say, Gianna, the queen of this match right here today.
Absolutely. So we actually went 5 for 5. All of the Gianna drafters were actually the victors, even when picking Gianna in the first pick 3 times. It was in match 3, match 4, and match 5. Gianna was first pick, and it was so much strong in their respect of just doing a lot of work. Whereas normally we see a lot of speed leads, but I think the speed leads are...